They can eat dirt.
I feel like you kind of like lost our like your eye contact connection like during the climax, which I think would have been more helpful to like you want to figure.
How'd you feel about that tempo, James? Just right? Too hot, too cold?
I always tend to run a little bit hot as evidenced in Symphony, but I think it was a little fast.
Yeah, me too. Me too. It felt a little rushed, didn't it?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I was one of the main recordings I listened to was the Army Band. They were sitting at about like 126.
Okay.
I was trying to be 112, so.
Okay. Well, that's all right. I mean, that's why I didn't ask you, or I didn't start by saying that was too fast. It's music, not algebra. Okay, you have some room here. What's Don Williams give you for tempo?
My so-so.
Right, so he's left it intentionally kind of vague. So 126 is okay, 116 is okay. What's relevant is you said you thought it was too fast. You know, so if you thought it was too fast, remember you could do something about it. All right, so take a deep breath. This piece is the piece that has really interesting vertical stuff and horizontal stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, and just don't forget that it can breathe. Even though it is kind of, well, it's flourished, it's fanfare-ish in parts, don't forget though, it still can inhale and exhale in terms of speed and tempo. That make sense? I think there are spots there that it just feels correct to do so. Let it expand and contract just a little. Okay? So why don't you just try again? It's a short enough little thing. You don't have to go very far in the beginning, but see if you get to the point where you're happy with the speed, or if you're not, stop and let's talk about why not.
Just really quick, what are your dynamics throughout the piece? Yeah, piano. It's not really very varied. So when we get that piano, really, really bring it down. There may be sitting at mezzo forte. So let's bring that down, make the B section really, really cool.
Are you happier?
It was different. I think it could push and pull a little more, like we require a little more study of mine part.
Okay, that's an honest and fair answer. What do you think, players? You think players?
Right now, how you differentiate conducting with myself. So the lyrical section. I guess I have one suggestion. I don't know if this is right or not. Maybe you can conduct it in one lyrical section. Maybe it'll be a little more fluid. Maybe more of what you want, whatever. But that's
I was just gonna say, I think your tempo was really good at the beginning. I do agree with you with like pushing and pulling. So, like you said, I would say places where you feel like you go a little bit slower, rather than keeping it at that constant tempo throughout the entire song. So that's up to whatever you.
Yeah, kind of going off what he said, the middle section, I know you just said before the second anthem that you wanted it more lyrical. It looked a little jumpy still to me, and I know there's two like opposing parts going on there, but maybe you can experiment with changing your style in that middle section. You might get a different response, more that you want. Just something. Yeah.
Two things I thought. First, I thought that it was nice that you pointed out the fact that we have like fortissimo and piano, because even as older musicians, sometimes we still forget to really take the effort to bring our pianos all the way down and make that huge contrast. So I thought that was good. And then also, I can't remember, but I thought you did a good job.
I was kind of expecting a little bit more left hand in the last few bars, and I couldn't see it if it did, but I was kind of wrong.
Okay, well, let's try again. Can I have, just for kicks, at B, can I have the melody line? So let's see if you know what the melody is. We can do the melody. Let's go ahead and to hear the melody and find that lyrical part that I wanted to be able to work with. What?
Just maybe tell us why you wanted us to, why we were playing, so we knew what to look for.
Oh,
what to
that makes
do.
sense. You didn't do anything wrong. So, okay.
Dr. Babb and I had the same conversation back here, Jake.
What?
Dr. Babb and I had the same conversation back here while you did that. We thought, okay, why are you doing that? And you just kind of went, okay. And you said letter A, and we go, why are we going letter A? It's going to pound it through. Just don't forget to include everybody in what we're after. We're going to do this to clear up the articulation. We're going to do this to blend and make sure the saxophones are louder than the horns. Bizarre. We're going to do this and blah, 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 okay? Keep them involved. Now let me ask you, look down here, is it letter D near the end? Is that, yeah, that's a D I see all the way up there in Sarah's part.
Yeah.
What do you want to happen in the even second measure and then the fourth measure? These dotted half notes, this is decision time.
I'd like the first dotted half note to push through the measure, and the second one to have a small bit of release into measure 5.
Is that what's happening?
Probably not. My ear-
Band, is that what's happening? What's happening? They have antennae their way into huge quarter rests at the end of those measures. And that's what's going to happen, right? One of those old fun leadership things. You know, what do you get when you plant corn? Corn. What do you get when you plant wheat? Wheat. What do you get when you plant nothing? Weeds. Not nothing. Not nothing. You get weeds, right? So we don't give them any information. These guys are going to do the easy thing, which is take a big old honk of breath. Right there. Did the Army band do what you suggested? Is that where that came from?
No.
No? What did they do?
I honestly can't remember.
Okay. Now, I understand limitations of this lab band thing, okay, and have a whole lot of time, but try and just put this in a database for the next time, right? It would be a good idea to ask yourself, what did the conductor of that Army band that I listened to choose? I don't think it's a great idea to just imitate other people, unless they're really good other people. You know, I do submit that in lack of better evidence, because Fennell did it, ain't a bad place to start. Okay? Because the Marine band did it is better than nothing. Now, if you get more experience and you get some more information, you want to deviate from that, good on you. That's what we want to have. But again, and for the benefit of everybody, we have so much resource these days. YouTube, Spotify, iTunes. Don't listen to one recording 10 times. Listen to 10 recordings one time. Because what will float to the top after that is the version of that dotted half note that makes sense to you, garnered from the information of the 10 different choices that you exposed yourself to. Make sense? Okay, so just a couple minutes, what do you got? And it's okay if you're done. I think we might have rushed Drew off a little unfairly there. I'm not sure I'm so good at reading the clock.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready? You finished?
Yep.
All right. I think that's Saul asked a question. Comment.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, just to kind of supplement what Dr. B said, sometimes when I listen to a line, I will have a very specific thing in mind. We're listening to dotted 8/16 rhythms to make sure we're matching up. Sometimes, truthfully, I just want to hear the line. I don't have anything in particular I'm going for. But you got to give them some kind of feedback, even if it's just reaffirming what they did. Trumpets, I really like what you did with the shape of the line. I really like what you did with the crescendo. Make sure we do that every time. You don't have to always find something to pick at, but give them something so they know that they're listening, and so they know that you're listening, and that helps them give them something to focus on in the future.